You're standing on the edge of something you can't quite explain. Something heavy has been following you, pulling at your shoulders, weighing down your chest, stealing your sleep, your peace, and your sense of direction. You've been waiting for answers, waiting for a change, waiting for a reason to believe again. That's why these words found you. They didn't land here by mistake. Nothing about this moment is random because your blessing didn't disappear. It's been waiting for you to wake up and walk toward it. Don't look away. Don't look away. Don't treat these words like another ordinary piece of inspiration. Stay here. Listen, your life is not stuck. Your story is not over. Your future is not finished. Something is coming. Something is shifting. And before you receive it, you must understand why it took this long. The clock ticked loudly in the silence of your room. It wasn't just time moving. It was your patience slowly draining, your hope slowly cracking. You've watched months pass, maybe years, thinking, why hasn't it happened yet? Why do I keep trying without results? Why does everyone else move forward while I stay behind? You weren't being ignored. You were being prepared. There are blessings that arrive quickly, and there are blessings that arrive only when you're strong enough to hold them. Your delay wasn't punishment. It was training. Every heartbreak taught you discernment. Every disappointment taught you resilience. Every closed door protected you from what was not meant for you. You didn't lose your opportunity. You were being shaped for a greater one. Think about it. If you had received what you prayed for too early, would you have been ready to keep it, to manage it, to protect it, to grow with it? So it's simple. Your blessing needed the version of you that you are becoming, not the version of you that was insecure, not the version of you that settled, not the version that accepted less because you feared losing everything. No, the blessing you're traveling toward demands a stronger you, a wiser you, a healed you. That's why the waiting felt uncomfortable. Growth never comes wrapped in comfort. Transformation never arrives disguised as ease. You don't grow through what's easy, you grow through what tests you. What you've survived wasn't random. What you endured wasn't meaningless. It was proof you're ready to receive what others only dream about. But before blessings come, doubt always shows up like a shadow. Not to break you, but to ask, do you still believe? Do you still want it? Are you willing to stand for it even when you can't see it? Doubt isn't your enemy. It's the final gate before breakthroughs. If you didn't question it, you wouldn't appreciate it. If you never struggled, you wouldn't value it. If nothing challenged you, you would never fight for it. And blessings given to those who never fight are blessings that fade quickly. So when your mind whispered, maybe it will never happen, that wasn't truth. It was the announcement that something was getting closer. Doubt screams the loudest when you are on the edge of change. You weren't losing hope. You were being tested to see if you deserved what you prayed for. And now you do. You've grown. You've endured. You've survived what would have broken someone weaker. Your blessing isn't just coming. It's coming because you earned now. Listen carefully. There is a shift in the air around your life. You may not see it yet, but your spirit feels it. Something is aligning. Something is rearranging. Something is being positioned for your good. You don't need to chase it anymore. You don't need to beg for it anymore. You don't need to force it anymore. You are stepping into a season where what is meant for you will find you. Opportunities will appear naturally. Right people will show up. Doors will open without you knocking. Not because of luck, not because of coincidence, but because you are entering the time that belongs to you. The blessing ahead of you isn't small. It's not temporary, it's not fragile, it is abundant, it is permanent, it is overflowing. Something that once felt impossible is about to become your reality. The shift in your life is quiet at first, almost invisible. It doesn't arrive with noise or fireworks. It comes like a whisper, a soft rearranging of circumstances, a sudden change in how you feel, how you think, how you respond. You begin to notice you're not as drained by what used to exhaust you. You're no longer willing to chase things or people who don't value you. You begin to choose peace over approval, growth over comfort, truth over convenience. That's how blessings approach. They prepare your spirit before they reach your hands. You might not recognize it yet, but there is a light coming back into your life, piece by piece, by piece. You're slowly remembering your worth. You're reclaiming energy that was once wasted on stress, fear, or negativity. And the more you grow, the less you fit into the small places you tried to stay in. You were never meant to stay trapped. You were never meant to live quietly, shrinking yourself to survive. You were built for something greater. And now, life is finally pushing you toward it. Even the things that left you were not losses, they were necessary exits. Some people had to go because they could not follow you to where you're going. Some relationships had to end because they were tied to an older version of you. Some delays had to happen because you were asking for something that required a stronger foundation. You weren't being rejected, you were being redirected. What was removed simply made space for what will honor your purpose, your heart, your future. You will soon see why things didn't work out the way you hoped before. Had they worked then, they would have broken you. Had you received what you prayed for earlier, you might have settled for less than what is truly yours. That's why life slowed you down. Not to punish you, but to save you from rushing into anything unfinished. Your blessing is not rushed. It is refined. It is being crafted with precision, timing, and intention. You will notice that life is starting to speak differently to you. It is guiding you with clarity that you didn't have before. You are no longer controlled by fear the way you once were. You are beginning to protect your peace, your ideas, your energy. You're learning that saying a no is sometimes the most powerful act of self-respect. The more you respect yourself, the more life responds with respect. The more you value your time, the more doors open that are worth your time. Blessings don't come to people who still believe they are unworthy. They come when you finally accept that you deserve more. And you are beginning to believe that again. There is a quiet confidence growing within you, a certainty. You may not have all the answers yet, but something inside you knows. It's your turn. It's your season. It's your time to receive. There will come a moment soon when something you longed for finally arrives. Not forced, not chased, not begged for. It will come naturally as if it always belonged to you. And when it happens, you'll feel a strange familiarity, like your soul recognizes it. Like the door that opens, feels like it was always meant to swing wide the moment you walk near it. You won't be surprised because deep within you, you already knew it was yours. Soon people will notice the change. They won't understand how you evolved so much after everything you faced. They won't know the nights you cried but kept going. They won't see the battles you fought silently, the negativity you overcame, the strength you built in private. They will only see the glow, the peace, the blessing, and they will wonder how it all happened. But you will know it came after lessons, after growth, after surrender, after patience. You are stepping into a chapter where struggle will not be your identity. Pressure will not define you. Lack will not follow you. You are walking into alignment. You are walking into favor. Something is unlocking that no one can sabotage, delay, or take away. What is coming is stable, lasting, and deeply connected to your purpose. You will not just receive, it will stay. You will not just reach it, it will grow with you. Keep breathing. Keep trusting. Keep becoming. Your blessing is not approaching, it is already on its way. And this time you will be ready. You're entering a time where you won't have to explain your value anymore. It will show through your actions, your boundaries, your peace, your success. You won't need to convince anyone to understand you or support you. You are attracting people who naturally align, who understand your heart without taking advantage of it, who see your worth without needing proof. The right connections are walking toward you even now, and the wrong ones are fading without you forcing anything. That's how life rearranges itself when you finally choose yourself. There is a blessing that comes only when you stop begging for spaces you were never meant to belong to. You are learning not to knock on closed doors anymore. If it closes, it's not rejection, it's protection. Something better has already been prepared. Life is only waiting for you to stop chasing what's not meant for you. The moment you release what drains you, what grows you begins to appear. When you no longer fight to stay where you don't belong, your blessing recognizes you and starts moving in your direction. You are being lifted now, quietly. Your spirit is rising before your circumstances do. That's why things feel different. It's not just hope returning, it's alignment. You are no longer trying to survive. You are learning to receive. You're no longer holding on to what broke you. You are healing. You're no longer carrying what others refuse to take responsibility for. You're letting it go. Your heart is getting lighter, your mind clearer, your path more open. Blessings flow where space has been made. When you look back, you will realize that the things you thought were breaking you were actually building you. They were shaping your strength, deepening your character, sharpening your intuition. Every struggle carved wisdom into you. Every disappointment matured your perspective. You are not the person you were before. You are wiser now. Your spirit sees what your old self could not see. You don't fall for the same illusions. You no longer chase temporary comfort. You are growing and your blessing recognizes your growth. What's coming to you is different from anything you've experienced because it is not based on need, desperation, or fear. It will not come to fill a void, but to join a version of you that is already becoming whole. You are not receiving from a place of emptiness. You are receiving from a place of readiness. This time, you are prepared. This time, you are rooted. This time, you won't lose yourself trying to keep what you receive. Life rewards those who learn. And you have learned through pain, through patience, through endurance. You have learned when to stay, when to leave, when to hold on, and when to let go. You have learned that not everything that is comfortable is good, and not everything that is difficult is bad. You have learned that peace matters more than appearances, that authenticity matters more than approval, that the right timing matters more than rushing into something unfinished. Your blessing will not demand you to shrink yourself or sacrifice your peace. It will fit your truth, not your fear. It will expand your life, not drain it. You won't have to lose your voice to be loved, lose your dignity to be accepted, or lose your identity to be successful. You will be seen, valued, respected, chosen, and elevated without losing who you are. Life is about to show you that the wait was worth it. Something is aligning that you don't need to chase. Something is forming that you don't need to force. You will begin to notice small breakthroughs first. Conversations that lead somewhere unexpectedly. Opportunities that seem to appear from nowhere. Unexpected support from people you barely know. Answers that come after long confusion. These small signs are the opening notes of something much larger. Hardship. What you prayed for is unfolding, not all at once, but piece by piece. What left your life no longer weighs you down. What is arriving will lift you in ways you didn't know were possible. There is joy returning that will not be temporary. There is stability forming that will not collapse. There is clarity coming that will remove all confusion. You will soon realize that what's ahead is not just a blessing, but a transformation of your entire life. Stay open, stay grounded, stay faithful to your growth. Your blessing has been waiting for you just as much as you've been waiting for it. And now, finally, you are meeting in the middle of destiny. You are being guided into a chapter where things won't feel like a battle anymore. You will work, but you won't struggle. You will grow, but you won't break. You will rise, but you won't have to sacrifice your peace to do so. You're entering a life where effort is rewarded, where love is reciprocated, where loyalty is returned, and where opportunities feel natural instead of forced. There will be a calmness in how things happen, a rhythm that supports you instead of demanding you to constantly fight for what should have been yours already. The heaviness that once covered you is lifting. You might not even realize when it happened, but slowly you're breathing differently, thinking differently, feeling differently. You're not waking up with pressure the way you used to. You're not carrying the same emotional weight. You're no longer trying to prove anything to anyone. Something inside you is learning to trust the timing, trust the process, and trust that you are worthy of what's coming. This inner peace is not accidental. It's preparation. There comes a moment in life when the struggle stops teaching and starts releasing. You've already learned the lesson. You've already endured the pain. You've already paid the emotional cost. Life has no intention of repeating what you've already survived. You won't go through the same battles again. You won't face the same heartbreaks. You won't carry the same burdens. Once wisdom has been earned, the suffering attached to it no longer has a reason to stay. You are stepping out of the cycle that once held you hostage. This next stage doesn't require you to be perfect. It only requires you to be present. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to predict how it will unfold. You don't need to control every detail. The blessing is moving regardless of your worry, regardless of your doubt, regardless of your uncertainty. Even when you don't see it, the shift is real. You are entering a time where your effort will align with reward, where your heart will align with fulfillment, where your purpose will align with direction. There will be no more wasted energy, no more trying to fit where we don't belong, no more forcing anything. You are walking into alignment, and alignment always brings what matches your truth. Not your fears, not your insecurities, not your old wounds, but your growth. Trust this new path. Trust what is leaving. Trust what is coming. Trust that nothing was delayed, only prepare. You are not late. You are right on time for what life is about to give you. And soon you will look back and say, this is what I was waiting for. This is why nothing else worked. This is why I had to grow first. Keep moving forward with that quiet strength. Your blessing is not uncertain. It is certain and it is approaching with intention. Continue to let go. Continue to rise. Continue to expect what is worthy of you. The blessing awaits. And now finally, so do you. You're walking into a phase of your life where you don't need to rush anymore. You don't need to run toward anything out of fear that it might disappear. You don't need to grab at opportunities before they slip through your fingers. What's meant for you will not vanish. It won't show up fragile or unstable. It will stand firm. It will come with a sense of certainty that doesn't ask you to compromise who you are. The blessings headed your way are not temporary chances. They are lasting shifts. Your future is no longer something you're chasing. It's something you're aligning with. Every choice you make with clarity, every boundary you set with confidence, every time you put peace above pressure, you step into a reality where blessings don't just arrive. You're becoming someone who recognizes when something is real, when something is right, when something supports your journey instead of threatening to derail it. That wisdom alone changes everything. There will be a moment when you realize you are no longer interested in striving for what drains you. You won't feel the need to justify why you walked away from certain people, certain habits, certain patterns. You will simply know that your growth required distance. You will feel it in your bones that your soul refused to stay in places that demanded your silence. What you once tolerated, you now outgrow. What you once chased, you now attract. This is the quiet evolution that shifts your life. The blessing ahead is not coming to impress the world. It's coming to restore you. It's coming to heal what has been tired, to lift what has been heavy, to bring ease where there has been struggle. You've spent years surviving, and now you're preparing to live. You're stepping into a space where you don't have to fight to be heard or fight to be valued. The right opportunities will recognize your effort. The right people will recognize your heart. The right path will make sense without you having to force it. There's a version of you emerging that moves differently, softer but stronger. Humble but powerful, quiet but clear. You are not reacting the way you used to. You aren't controlled by triggers the way you once were. You don't need validation the way you used to. You've stopped begging for what doesn't see your worth. You've stopped apologizing for wanting a life that honors your spirit. This maturity is a sign of your coming blessings. Only people who grow receive what growth attracts. You are becoming someone who no longer clings to the familiar, especially when the familiar hurts. You're finally willing to step into the unknown because your past has taught you that comfort can be a cage. You've seen how staying where you don't belong slowly breaks your spirit. You've seen how trying to be who others want you to be steals your peace. So yes, you're changing. You're choosing yourself, and that shift is calling in everything that aligns with who you truly are.